Who, me? Hi, guys. It's C4. Marcus is feeling a bit under the weather tonight, so you get me. And our awesome co host, Gil, the Blueliner on point, Hannibon. How are you doing this evening, Gil?
I are fine. Ready to pretend co-host.
Pretend co host. Okay. We all know Marcus will jump in with his 2 cents.
You're
He
wrong.
is listening in. I did what?
You're wrong.
I'm wrong. Okay. So we are going to cover. Let me see. I don't have my little schedule in front of
We
me.
are going
So,
to we are going to cover the World Juniors, the last two
yes.
months and the last 3 games, and preview the next 3 games, and then we're going to talk about the future of the channel, which starts with next week's Wednesday when we're bringing on a new member to the channel, Matthew Marsman, who will be joining me and Gil for the prospect showcase. That going forward, that all three of us will be doing mock drafts until whenever the draft begins for each year. Me and Gail were originally going to do that tomorrow, but we're pushing that to Wednesday, which makes more sense. That way we can do a full recording instead of having to rush it because the Caps game starts at 7 tomorrow. So we're going to push it to Wednesday where the Caps don't play at all, and we can just do a full-on, probably 2 or 3 hour episode and just get it done. All right, take it over.
All right. So, starting with the World Juniors, as most of you know, the USA won gold for the second year in a row. Ryan Leonard.
USA.
Ryan
USA.
Leonard was named Player of the Tournament. Yeah, MVP of the tournament. He was getting the bejesus beat out of him. Those games, man, they were after him, but he
According to
did
half the
really, really
comment
well.
section, he's a diver.
I don't know about that, but okay. Um, but that's the half the comment section is probably from Canada who doesn't like him. Anyway, well, Canada doesn't like anybody but Canada, but that's a whole
Jealous
different
freaking
issue.
Canadians that don't know how to put the team together.
Right? Perot had a really good series. Actually, I kind of feel bad that he's going to New York. I really do. Um, but, you know,
He's not going to New York. He's going to play all 4 years at Boston College.
yeah. If he's smart, that's what he should do. Um, and then Cole Hudson, as I believe, has finally made a believer out of Gil. Care to speak on that?
Oh, most definitely.
Hold on, Gil. Gil, hold on. Let me step in for a second. Stud. Across the board, stud. All right, Gil, take over.
Yeah, loved his performance. 11 points, led the whole freaking tournament. And I don't remember. This is the thing that most impressed me about him. Did not make the stupid play. Young defensemen with his talent are prone to make the really bad, soft, up the middle pass. So right now, I want to state on record and be public about this. Cole, thank you for not throwing up a pizza, Hudson.
Yes, there we go. So, and then in the bronze medal game, we beat Finland. Czechia beat Sweden.
Okay, you're
in
struggling.
overtime.
I'm gonna take over.
I am struggling because I didn't pay
I'll
attention
take
to
over.
this
Okay,
week, to be
so
quite honest. You could take over on this part.
in the bronze medal game, Capitals prospect Peter Sikora recorded a point. I think he scored in that game as well. But Edward Saleh, Seattle Kraken's first round draft pick a couple years ago, seals it in the longest shootout in World Juniors history, 14 rounds. He beats the Swedish goalie. But that's not who I want to talk about now. Let's talk about a guy that's going in this draft that there's no way in hell the Caps are drafting him because he's Finnish. Finnish is goaltender. He made a mark for himself. I still don't think he's the best goalie in the draft. I still think it's that kid from Canada who got snubbed. He got snubbed, so he really didn't have a shot to prove himself. They decided to choose 2 other goalies over him, even though he's coming in this year's draft, and he's still touted as the best goalie in this draft. He never got the chance to prove himself, which Canada kind of did that to a lot of their players, especially 3 of their draft picks three of their players that are going for probably top 5 this year. Only one of them got to play on the roster, and that was Matthew Schaefer. Michael Misa did not make the roster, which was bullshit. Tej Aginla didn't make the roster. Andrew Crystal didn't make the roster. Carter Yamachuk didn't make the roster. Like all these talented players that would have helped Canada win the gold, they left at home. I'm not going to complain because USA won again, but this is the second year in a row where Canada has done this shit where they snub their players because they want to get grittier. Like Canada is still, in my opinion, the best country in the world when it comes to hockey players. I mean, majority of the NHL teams are covered with Canadian players. Majority, like I guarantee, like our staff of probably 50 players, 20 of those players are Canadian, and if you want to include the coaches too, 12 of those are Canadian. So it's just they continue to shoot themselves in the foot the last 2 years. They need the front office in that entire organization for the World Juniors Canadian team needs a whole new haul because it's just these last 2 years have proved anything. The fact that you're losing to Czechia in the quarterfinals back-to-back years should wake you up. But Cole Hudson really showed. Peter Sikora showed. Eric Smateko showed. He's my MVP of the whole tournament. He looked amazing for them. But there's a lot more to talk about. It's not just Team USA. There's other prospects to talk about right now, and one of them could be on that USA team next year if Notre Dame gives him more ice time, and that is Nicholas Kempf. He looked good against I forget who they played last week, but he looked really good in a shootout loss. He saved, I think, 39 shots out of 42 attempts. He looked really good. And Ryan Chesley continues to prove why he's our number one prospect outside of Ryan Leonard. He is our number one defenseman prospect because he got another 4-point night for him, 3-point, 4-point, whatever it was. He still put up a lot of points. He is found. It seems like he's found his offensive game, and Minnesota could be one of the top teams in the Frozen Four. So we're going to be waiting a while for him and Leonard to sign with the team. But there's an opening, and the way TVR is played, I'm sorry, but TVR does not look good right now. Out of the 6 defensemen on that blue line outside of Sandin on the right side, TVR and Sandin are the 2 weakest out of the top 6.
Sandin's really been having a tough time lately.
Roy has looked amazing. Chikrin, we don't even have to talk about Chikrin. Chikrin is just Chikrin. Carlson's looked amazing. Faravari looks good. Sandin when Sandin's offensive game is on, that's good. But what the hell do we have for TVR? All TVR is a fucking turnover machine. Yes, he's not on the ice when we get goals scored on us, but he still coughs the puck up at the wrong time. And he is probably, if Sandin, I think because Sandin is much, much younger than him, I have more accountability towards TVR because he's old. He's in his 30s. He should know better. He's a veteran. Veterans should not be fucking doing shit like that. So if there's an odd man out for Chesley to come over the team to play in the playoffs, it's fucking TVR. And if I'm Spencer and I'm looking at that, I'm looking at Ryan Chesley as a potential black ace, someone I can put into like a game 3 or 4 with TVR, which I know damn well TVR is going to be a cost of goals come playoff time because of his fucking turnover machine. He literally is a turnover machine in the fucking defensive zone. Him and Sandin. So Chesley and Leonard will more likely be on the playoff roster. But after the Caps are knocked out, yes, the Caps aren't winning it all this year. Okay, sorry to break it to you. We're doing good, but we're not we're not a cup contender yet. We're a couple years away. We're still technically a rebuild/retool. Leonard and Chesley will play probably a couple games, and then they will be sent down to Hershey to help Hershey three-peat. But after that, I see Chesley playing one more year in Hershey, maybe, because there's a logjam on the right side. But like I said, TVR, we're going to be moving some contracts next year because we're going to have a lot of cap space because Backstrom's contract comes off, Kuznetsov's contract comes off, Oshie's contract comes off.
Yeah.
Milano's contract's still on, but Dowd comes off. A couple other defensemen come off. Alexiev's comes off. TVR he's tradable. His contract is very tradable, so we can get $2 million off of his contract. So that leaves us with almost $22 million in cap space.
Speaking of Milano, is there a timeline for him coming back yet or no?
No.
Okay.
He's probably not going to be back until potentially playoffs.
Okay.
Even then. And that's if we don't move him at the deadline.
Right. That's true.
Because right now, I just don't see a spot for him.
No, that's why I was asking. I didn't.
I just don't see like us trading for Lars Eller kind of is a swan song for Milano. It's a bye
Probably.
bye
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
not doing your job. I got in an argument with a Caps fan who said Leonard's gonna play center when he comes here. I don't. He has played what? Because he played like a few face-offs in the World Juniors as a center that he's automatically going to be moved to center for the Capitals?
No,
No.
he's not a center
His
at
entire
all.
his entire college career and last year's World Juniors, he played on the wing. He is a wing. He's a right winger. That is going to be his spot. He will be on the top line by next year. By the end of next year, he will be on that top line. But anyways, there's another guy to talk about. There's Parasek and Crystal, who I think had their holiday break. They'll be back. They're going. I think they're going to the junior hockey league. I think they're all stars. They both are. Crystal leads the WHL in points. Not a shocker. He will play more likely join Hershey, and he will probably play for Hershey this playoffs. I don't see them snubbing him. I think they're going to want to put his offensive power because Hershey right now is lacking that. They're lacking that offensive power because they don't have Miro on the top line. They don't have the stars they had last year. So, but there's that for the World Juniors. Gil, go ahead and take it off. Talk about the last 2 months.
Just sort of a recap where we're at and how the Caps are doing so far.
Just review your review of the last 2 months because we didn't do this last month.
That's true.
I don't know. I mean, the last couple weeks are the last week and a half is what's freshest in my mind. I guess November ended okay, but December wasn't a very good month. They were still doing okay. They banked standings points. They flirted with first place a couple times. But December was easily the worst month so far for the Caps, as weird as that sounds. They freaking lost to Chicago.
Yeah, how do you do that?
You can make all the excuses you want, and yeah, I get the team isn't making that excuse, but the fans are, and the talking heads are, and everybody's all like, "Oh, they were tired. Oh, it was a bad situation with the plane. Oh, this."
To be
that,
fair,
and the other, back to back.
if you were in that same situation and you didn't get in until almost, I think, what was it, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and the game is at 7 o'clock the very next day, and you barely get any sleep, would you be able to perform?
I don't care. That's your freaking job. Sometimes you spend a night before doing shit you shouldn't be doing or going to sleep way after you should have, and you got to suck it up and get your ass in there the next day. You just gotta.
Yep.
And Chicago is a butt scratching, dirt kissing, ass last place organization and team. There is no way in hell they should have let them come back the way they did. That game was a disgrace. I'm sorry. Now, in a good way, it served as something of a wake-up call because they started to play somewhat better after that. They did learn a few things, but that was easily the worst loss this year because they had a 2-0 lead. They had a 2-0 lead. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
No. Chicago.
Yes.
No. Chicago.
Yes.
No.
I'm gonna orgasm over this. Yes.
No. Chicago. I will give you the benefit of the doubt. This is.
Team.
Yeah, but we lost to another last place team that's probably worse than Chicago. That just came off a 13-game losing streak, and we lost them in the fucking shootout, which we should have won that game.
They took them to a shoot. I would rather get a point from the skills competition.
It's Buffalo. I'm sorry. It is Buffalo. Buffalo is in more of a dismay.
Team. They are a good team.
No. They are in dismay. They have not made the playoffs in the last 14 years. Chicago at least made the playoffs 4 years ago.
That has nothing to do with this year's team.
Yes, it has everything to do with this year. Year in and year out, the Sabres are like this. They do this every fucking season. They're a fucking trash organization, and the fact that we're not fucking sweeping them every year is bullshit. I'm sorry. Chicago, it was in Chicago, okay? We played a back-to-back. That's fine. What is our fucking excuse for Tuesday? Was it Tuesday or Monday? Fucking Monday. What's our excuse for
Monday.
fucking Monday? We lost to the
They don't know
Sabres
how to-
again. We've lost the last 5 times we've gone to Buffalo.
They don't have an answer for Tage Thompson?
There is just no excuse. I'm sorry. There's just no excuse for losing to the Sabres, especially this year because they're so bad. Chicago at least has, in Chicago's case, they have a goaltender, they have Connor Bedard, and they have a future in place for them. The Sabres are in dismay. Their owners don't give a shit. They don't. The Pagulas rather make money than put a fucking perfect hockey team on the ice. They're doing the same thing with the fucking Buffalo Bills. They don't fucking care about their fan base.
Yep.
And I will go to my grave saying that shit. The Pagulas don't give a fuck about their fan base. If I would have told you the worst owner in the
Okay.
NHL, the fucking Pagulas would be up there.
Yeah.
But anyways,
they're up there with Dan
they were
Snyder.
both bad losses.
But
They're both
they
bad
were
losses.
terrible.
I am ready to agree with that. The Chicago game was fucking terrible. We should have won that game, but we should have also won a lot of more games than that. And look at this. We've lost, I think, our last 4 road games.
Yeah, we've been winning all the road games.
No,
but
we lost our last 4.
no, I
and-
said we had been.
And then I think we've won. Like in this last few weeks, we've won a game, we lost a game. We won a game, we lost a game. So it just.
But you know what? It's to be expected at some point in the season. Not every team is going to win every game. And yeah, we historically have had a habit of playing down to teams and looking over teams and making things harder than we have to. I mean, that's been part of the Caps organization for years as well. So, yes, we should have beaten Buffalo. We should have beaten Chicago. There is no excuse. However, this has been a pattern for years with the Capitals. So, at some point, we just kind of have to almost resign ourselves to it as much as we don't like it and much as we don't want to see it.
Anyways,
That's my 2 cents.
We got a game on Friday, which we're probably going to take lightly, and the Macho Canadians are probably going to turn around and kick our ass, which is fine because we've already won two of the games against Montreal. So, I mean, this game right now, the Canadian, if we're going to lose to any team, I wouldn't mind losing to the Canadians right now because the Canadians are the hottest team right now in hockey. They're playing really
Canadians
hot.
are playing very well. I'd rather lose to the Canadian. No, I'd rather lose to as long as there's effort.
But the
I'd
question
rather
is,
lose to the Canadians than Nashville, though.
the question is, can we respond and beat Nashville the very next night? Which that's going to be hard because we're flying from D.C. into Nashville. Whereas the Dallas-Chicago game, even though that's further, it's not like you're going home and then you're going on the road the next day. No, this one you're actually you're staying at home, then you're going straight to Nashville, which is a barn that the Capitals historically fucking suck in. I mean, they've won one of their last fucking 8 games in fucking in the Bridgestone Arena. So
will they be flying out Friday night or early Saturday morning?
Probably
I don't know
early
what their
Saturday
usual...
morning because it's probably not that far of a flight.
Yeah, because it's probably like a 2 or 3 hour flight, maybe 3 hour flight. I don't think it's that far.
But anyways, these last 2 months, November was awesome. December was all right. I'll give it an A for November and a solid B- for December because even though we didn't look as amazing, we were still winning games.
Yeah.
We still found ways to get points. And we gone almost quarter of the way of this, actually halfway of the season without a shootout until we played fucking Minnesota last week.
Yeah.
So,
right. And quite honestly, considering where people thought this team was going to be, and we've managed to hover near the top in spite of it all, I'm not hitting any panic buttons yet.
See,
so
I'm gonna hit a panic
I'm
button.
seeing
I am seeing
concerns. I am seeing concerns. There are things I'm concerned about.
I'm gonna hit a panic button, and this is gonna probably piss Gil off. But I am starting to see the rookie mistakes from Spencer. And it's not just the shootout. The shootout, he's always had a problem. He had a problem last year with this shit, and that's not just him. That's going back to Laviette too. Laviette did not know how to use the.
I don't give 2 fucks about the shootout because
I don't care
you know why? You know why? There is no shootout in the playoffs.
That's true.
But he did hit the panic button a little. Putting Taylor Radish on the fucking top line made no fucking
Yeah.
sense.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
Gil,
but
you
it made
talked about.
no fucking sense. Protus was producing because he was on that top line. And you take him off that top line, and to be perfect though, he did put him on the second line, and he still produced. But that top line fucking suffered. All right, Strome
Yeah.
went on a little cold streak. Ovi was scoring, but Ovi's still gonna fucking score because it's Ovi. Radish didn't do
Right.
shit for that top line. I'm sorry, he
No.
didn't do shit, and he
But
finally moved him
but
last
to be
night.
fair, yes, I see where you're coming from, Marcus. But to be fair,
There is no to be fair. You
it
don't put
wasn't.
a fucking fourth liner on the top line and expecting
I'm not
results.
I don't disagree with that particular point. But with the bigger picture,
There is no bigger
trying to
picture.
find
Spencer
a
just threw
line.
him on there because the way Radish was playing, he thought it was gonna produce. It was not gonna produce. A coach, one-on-one coaching, you don't put a guy that's a fucking guaranteed
Right,
fourth
but
liner on the top
Marcus,
line. You
I
don't.
don't disagree with that.
I don't care, Cheryl. You just
specific
don't.
Point.
You don't. That's how
I
you get
don't
fired for
disagree
shit
with
like
you.
that.
I don't disagree with you. What I'm trying to say
I know what
is
you're trying to say.
we were struggling, and he was trying to find
I
something
don't
that
care.
worked. I
You
don't
put
disagree
someone
that
else
you should
on
have
there.
put Radish up there.
Can I say something here?
Go ahead.
A month ago, Radish got put on the top line for a game and did not do too badly. I don't know if he got any points, but he didn't embarrass himself.
No, but you put him on the line multiple games, it's gonna show. Is what I'm trying to say. Putting him on there for one game, it's fine. But he has not looked good on that top line, and he finally moved it, and they looked okay last night. That top line looked okay. Strome looked better. Protus needs to be on that top line. The reason why Protus is having such an amazing season is because he's with Strome and he's with Ovechkin. They're taking
Right.
off the pressure. He's learning from them, and he's finding the way to put the puck in the back of the net from the shots from Ovechkin and Strome.
I agree.
I don't think it matters who Protus is with. Protus is finding chemistry with everybody.
As long as he's not on the bottom six. The top six,
That's
he's looked.
true.
But there are so many other guys you can put on that top line.
I don't disagree with that point.
But, and I'm gonna take this inspiration from a coach that's gonna be a future NHL, probably Hall of Famer, who's probably gonna win a multiple cups, because the way he's coaching right now, and he's still 35 years old. So in the next 10 years, he's gonna be an NHL coach. Look what he did in the game medal game in overtime. He trusted his guys. He didn't double shift. And he put everyone out to get a chance. And guess who fucking scored the game winner? A fucking third liner. Teddy Stiga scored the game winner for US. Okay? Like, our biggest problem is fucking overtime right now. It's like, if we get past the fucking 60 minutes, you can almost put it for a loss. You can put it for a loss because we rely too much on Ovi, fucking Chychrun, Strome. We're not and that's Spencer's biggest problem right now.
They know the third line is the problem right now.
And
they know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but I'd rather see a guy. I don't mind seeing a fourth line out there, like a Dowd or maybe a Duhane. But he double shifts them, and that's fine. Right now, that's fine. But when it comes to the playoffs, that's when he's gonna have to rely on all his four lines come overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my biggest fear right now, is with this team. We rely too much on our top-heavy guys most nights, especially in overtime. I mean, look at all the overtime winners. Who scored a goal? Was it a fourth liner? Was it a third liner? No, it was a second and a first liner. And shit, it was the top defenseman on this team. Chychrun's got a goal. Carlson, I think, has an overtime goal. Strome has an overtime goal. Dubois scored an overtime goal last night, and I'm happy about him. He has been the best trade outside of the Chychrun trade this season. Dubois, but the thing is, both teams are winners. It's not like we're winners and they're losers. No, Kemper's playing well in LA. So it's a win-win situation. It's just been frustrating to see this team right now struggling, but I mean, we're still in first place. We got 2 games in hand on New Jersey. We're 5 points up on New Jersey. They play the Rangers tonight, so it's probably going to be 3 games up, or 3 points up on them. We play Montreal tomorrow, which is going to be a tough situation. We'll play Nashville the very next night, and I think we're playing on the road. I think we're going to the road next week.
We play Anaheim at home on the 14th, and then we go to Ottawa on the 15th, and then Pittsburgh on the 17th, 18th at home. We're not on the road. Then we go to Edmonton, Seattle,
Yeah, we
Vancouver,
have that big
Calgary,
road
and
trip.
Ottawa the last 2 weeks in January.
That big West road trip.
Yep,
So
that's the last 2 weeks in
the
January.
schedule. And
But but on the other hand, I'd rather, yes, I agree that Radish should never have been put on the first line. I'm going to get that out of the way. I agree with you 100% on that. But if you're going to experiment with lines, now's the time to do it, not in March and April.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
So-
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's just so many other guys. Like Protus, yes, Protus makes he's the perfect person to be on that top line. But there's other guys.
So
You can move Strome down, move Dubois up. In my opinion, Dubois has been our best center all season. No offense to Strome, but Dubois has been our best center.
I don't just, yeah.
You move Dubois
Agreed.
up. You put Dubois up with Ovechkin and fucking
Right.
Protus. Perfect.
Right. So
Or
so
you move
what we're-
McMichael. You move McMichael, which they did one game, and he looked amazing. I mean, I don't know if we
Right.
won that game. That was the Minnesota game. McMichael was on the top line, I'm pretty sure. And McMichael looked amazing, but we lost. But that's fine. But we still look good. That was one of our better games that we lost. And that went to a shootout. But then
Right.
there's the fucking Buffalo
And
game.
Minnesota's a very good team.
Then there's the Buffalo game that really fucking frustrates me because we didn't even look like we showed up for the first half of that fucking game.
No.
And then we dominate it in the second half, and then we lose in the shootout because we decide to fucking put in Carlson and Chikrin. Like, I'm not too mad because, like I said, the shootout's not in overtime. But these games are games we could win if we fucking put out our best players to shoot the fucking puck in the shootout. I mean,
And that does not mean Ovi.
I mean, Dubois scored. You have McMichael. You have Verana. You have Nick Dowd. You have Majapani. And you fucking go Carlson and Chikrin back to back?
Yeah, no. Yeah, his line management at times is questionable at best.
Like,
And his
and
shootout.
he's still young. He's still learning. So this is fine. And the fact that he
But
has a team where
considering
he's there
this
right
is
now,
only his second year and we are where we are,
which is fine.
again, I'm not
But
overly
This is
upset
stuff
about
to
it.
worry about now because this is going to come back to bite us in the ass come playoff time. When we're playing
Sure.
a team that plays all four lines, which is so far the teams that we've lost this year, outside of the bad ones, the good ones, Minnesota plays
Yeah.
all four lines.
Yeah.
we
Agree.
lost.
Absolutely 100% agree.
We have yet to play Winnipeg, who plays all four lines. Dallas plays all four lines, and they beat us the second time around, and it wasn't even fucking close.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So we're all kind of on the same page. We just have different ways of getting there. So,
anyways.
but it sounds like we're all essentially in agreement. We just have different ways of getting there. But so that speaking of Buffalo and Minnesota and the Rangers and Vancouver and all that, shall we get into the games?
It's your call, Gil.
Which ones?
You're in charge.
Yeah. Well, there's two games. There's two games that I think we should talk about a little bit.
Okay.
One that was off the rails, off the chain,
So to speak. Agreed.
and one that was last night was. No. I'm not. I don't want to talk about last night. 'Cause last night was boring as hell, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Because they forgot how to shoot the damn puck.
Let me step in
Which
here,
one was
though. This is the one thing that's the difference from this year than last year's. Last year's team would have lost that game last night. This year's team won it.
That's true.
That's, yeah. True that.
All right.
But,
it was a recent game.
Is it the Rangers game?
I have the Rangers
the
game up on
Rangers-
my iPad, so.
Oh no. Okay. So the Rangers game and the New Year's Eve game against the Bruins.
Oof. Yeah. We want to start with the Bruins.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull it up here.
Let me pull it up.
Both of these games were wins.
Yes.
But both of these games are polar opposites of each other.
Oh, look at that.
And not just because of the score.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can see your screen. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Bruins score first. Big friggin' deal. We're used to that. I don't like it. I, for one, don't like it. But this team is somehow comfortable playing from behind. Is that so bad? I guess not.
They don't seem to think so.
They don't care. So who gets the goals here? Protus, Chikrin, and Protus again. But it's not about who scored. It's about containing a good team. Yes, they're a team in decline. Yes, Marchand's, his you can tell he's getting older because his nose hair is starting to show. But I digress.
Charlie McAvoy is a little crying baby bitch.
Yeah, and
That too.
in years past, they would have let that get to them. They didn't. And it would have been a big mess with, somebody doing something stupid. They didn't let it get to them. 27 shots, not great. Logan had to do some magical things. Yeah, but it was a good game overall. You hold a worthy opponent to 1 goal and less than 30 shots, you're doing a damn good job. You only have to score 3, and one of them's an empty netter.
And then you were more or less out of the. Well, no, there were still a lot of penalties in that game.
There were, but okay. So what did the
I look at it as this. I look at it as this
special
though.
teams?
Looking at the special teams.
We went 1 for 2, and they
0
went
for
0
2.
for 2.
So
Okay, penalty kill did their job.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Gil, looking at this though, looking at the shots and goal, if you can see on the screen there, the Caps actually outshot them twice in the first period and the second period. The third period is really the only period that Boston outshot the Capitals. So
right, which you're gonna expect team playing from behind. They're gonna rally at the end.
yeah.
But they locked it down. They did what they were supposed to do. They played the hockey they can play against a good team.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not going to say this was their best win, but it was their best looking win.
It was that makes sense.
It was, if you're going to play playoff hockey, this is it. Doesn't have to be perfect.
It doesn't necessarily have to be pretty.
Right, doesn't have to be pretty. Doesn't have to be 6, 7 goals. You get the scores when you need, and then you lock it down. That's playoff hockey. I don't give a fart about the regular season. Never will. If they can play playoff hockey and perfect that, that's what matters. This was it.
Yes.
Now, the other game. This piece of crap. Let me tell you something. They were lucky to not have lost this game.
The Rangers.
You want to be mad at how they played? You want to be mad at
wrong game.
Losing or potentially losing to an ass team? This was it.
Yeah.
And at one point, they damn near did. Okay? And I don't care who you are, but you, as a goalie, you better damn sure, if you're going to charge the fucking half boards, you better goddamn know what you're going to do with the puck.
Right.
And
exactly.
I will agree, Marcus, last year's team, they would have let a mistake like that kill them. That would have killed them. They would have been chasing the game the rest of the whole 60-plus minutes. Guaranteed.
Yeah. And for a while,
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of goalies, that Dylan Strome goal, that quick pitch to fit about that he was interfered with. The first shot, maybe, but by the time Strome shot the puck in, that crease was clear as a fucking bell, and he had plenty of time to reset. So that challenge seemed to deflate New York a little bit, and we came back and scored 3 in a row. But then, I guess they got a fire up underneath of them, and
Now, I
We only
agree,
scored 2 in a
Marcus,
row.
with what you
But-
said about Spencer and that he's still learning. But one of the things I did like about this game is he out Lavioletted Laviolette.
that's true.
He used his timeout,
Oh, that
let his
overtime.
video coaches examine the situation,
Yes.
and figured out that the offsides goal was an offsides goal.
That was that. Yes, I love that.
So I give him credit for that. But this is yet another game where the offense had to bail them out. Logan had a rare subpar game.
He made up for it for his next start.
He did, but you know, and thankfully this kind of a game has been rare.
Mhm.
But I did notice that all through December, this kind of a game is what they played. This kind of a game showed up in October, November too. Their offense bailed their asses out. They shouldn't have to. That ain't going to happen in the playoffs, by the way.
No,
Okay?
no.
You can forget about that. That ain't happening in the playoffs. I guarantee it.
Yeah, we need, like you said, we
So-
need that strong defense to lock down. I mean, once we hit those 3 in a row, we needed to start locking it down. There's no way they should have scored
Right.
3
and
more
they-
goals.
And the Rangers were still threatening.
And you know,
after that.
you can go on and on about, oh, the Rangers always play us tough and blah blah
Well,
blah blah blah. But yeah, no.
I look at it as
This
this.
should have been
I
a
look at it as
10
this.
to nothing game.
I look at it as this. As bad as the Rangers are having this season this year, they still have talent on that roster. They
I
can
get
Oh, no
that.
doubt.
they can
But
still
they
beat you
were
every
in a
night.
tailspin.
They are.
They were in.
But
you-
if you look at it, have you looked at them since though? I mean, outside of the game when they lost, I think they blew a 4-0 lead. They've actually been playing very well.
They're starting to figure it out, but when this game came along, they were in the middle of not figuring it out.
Yes.
They were talking
But
about firing the GM, firing the coach.
Sometimes
Trade
they need
this
a game
guy.
like this. Sometimes a game like this
Yeah.
happens. So I'm not going to put this like as, oh my God, it's a future. No, this is just a type of game that happens. Like, yes, I hope do I want it to happen again? Hell no. But this is going to happen again, and this is fine. Like I said, I am not expecting a Stanley Cup championship win at the end of June. I'm not.
Neither am I.
I don't think
No.
we're going to win another one until Ovi retires. To be honest, I would not be shocked if we regress next year. There's a likelihood we will. It happens to teams all the time. They have this amazing season, and the next year it's not as good, which is fine. If we miss the playoffs next year, I'm not going to be upset. I mean, I'm looking at this. We're technically still fucking rebuilding. And at this point, next year, it's all going to be about Ovi getting past the record. This season, it's about improving. Next year, it's about Ovi and growing the team. We've done such a good job at building this team to compete after Ovi's gone. I will not be shocked, though, if we're not as good as we are next year, which is fine because we're going to lose a couple guys. We're going to... Yes? Damn cat. Go away.
That's Landeskog.
You're an
for the
Avs
record.
fan. Go away. But it happens every year. I mean, look at Boston. 2 years ago, Boston had the greatest season, and they turn around and have a shit season. New Jersey had a great season. Last year, they had that. New York this year compared to last year. No one expected the Rangers to do this shit this year.
Mm-mm.
So anything can happen. So I'm just going to enjoy the ride this season, and whatever happens next year happens. But we are set to compete after Ovi's gone. I just don't want us to steer off the path. I want us to continue to look like, hey, we're not going to win a cup this year. That's fine. If we have to sell pieces, that's fine. If we can get a couple guys for a few draft picks, that's fine. No trading the prospects. If we traded a single prospect, I'm going to kill Chris Patrick. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to kill
Yes.
Chris Patrick.
Patrick is not that stupid. Unless a quality player that can help them now and in the future can be had.
There is no one that's available.
There's the key words, and in the future. Those 4 words are
Not
key.
not some 35-year-old one last kick at the can. Nothing like that. And
No.
for God's sakes, no more Martin Erat type players.
Oh dear God, no, please.
Well, you don't like Ilya Kovalchuk?
No, I didn't like Ilya Kovalchuk. Stupidest deal ever.
Come on, that was the greatest trade alive. Ovi was so happy.
No.
Fucking hell.
We could have had so many other players.
Hey, B-Mac, give me my friend Ilya to play with me.
I'm so glad B-Mac isn't in charge anymore, because this is something B-Mac would do.
Yeah. Trading the
That's-
future for the now.
Well, that's why I trust Chris Patrick.
This just in.
That suit.
Capitals trade for Mikko Rantanen and send Ryan Leonard to the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, hell to the no.
No.
Honestly, that's actually not a bad trade. Mikko, I should
Hell
probably
no.
choose someone else. 'Cause
I would rather Lehkonen come back if they're going to do a deal with the Avs.
Yeah, there you go.
Mikko Rantanen is the better player.
Rantanen's not bad, but where would he be without Mac?
I'd still put him out as a 75-point producer.
Would you
Because-
put him on the third line?
He needs to be on the top line. If we're getting him, he's a top line guy.
Well,
I would not put him on the third line because he's not a third line guy. But
the third line is where they have a hole.
but here's the thing, though.
That
I mean, he might be someone we target this offseason because he is a free agent. So don't act like. But we can get him for that. We don't even have to trade someone. He's a
For
free
how
agent.
much? For how much and with what money? Yeah, I know we're getting a lot of money back, but we're also having a lot of money go the other way.
True, but I just look at it as this. Like, yeah, you can say that for Mikko Rantanen, but look at this. When McKinnon was down last year, was it last year or a couple years ago? Mikko Rantanen picked up the team and he carried them to the playoffs. So he proved right there and then that he doesn't need McKinnon to put up all these big numbers. I think without all 3 of the players on that team for Colorado, they're trash. I mean, they don't have Landeskog. They don't have a captain right now. Lekkonen's okay. Duran's looking amazing. Val finally looks like to be Val of old. He's not. He's finally seems like he's turning shit around. Taves is going to be Taves. I mean, the biggest trade they could have made, they made it. They got Blackwood, and they look a completely different team. I mean, yes, they lost to Chicago last night, but that's just it happens. I mean, they had like a 7-game win streak. And they lost to Montreal in the shootout. What happened in the very next game? They beat Florida 4-1. They beat the defending champions 4-1. So Colorado's a team right now. I don't think they're going to trade. I'm just bringing out Mikko Rantanen as an example, but I think that's more of a trade that's willing to make it. A trade that wouldn't be willing to make with Ryan Leonard is saying we'd trade him for a fucking Tyler Seguin from Dallas Stars. Why the fuck would we trade a guy that's never going to play in the NHL again? That's a trade I would never fucking do. Like that's a stupid trade. That is a George McPhee trade right there. That is a Martin Erat for a Philip Forsberg trade.
Yeah, that trade was.
But anyways, let's get into it. All right, so Chris Kreider makes it 1-0 at 7 minutes. Dylan Strome, as you said, with 2 minutes, almost a minute left in the period, scores to make it 1-1. They look like they're going to challenge it, but clear as day, they don't challenge it. Jonathan Quick, crying like a little bitch. Early on in the second period, Lars Eller. Hey, look, Capital scored early on and not getting scored on early on. Lars Eller makes it 2-1 on a beautiful, just the tip. Oh, yeah, the tip. It's so good. The tip is so good. Like, remember the Sabres game, Gil? Just the tip. Capitals. I think all 3 Capitals goals were off a tip. Andrew Mangiapane makes it 3-1 on a snapshot. Then they score. The Rangers score to make it 3-2. Uh-oh. Nope. Spencer Carberry sees something. The video crew up front sees something. Nope. It is clearly offsides in their eyes, and the refs agree, and Toronto agrees the same. Goal is wiped out. But then, like 2 minutes later, not even, Sam Carrick makes it 3-2 on a terrible fucking turnover by Ovechkin.
Bad.
But on the power play, the Capitals get a power play. They turn around, and this is what this team's different than last year. Last year's would have given up that goal to tie it up. It would have been 3-3 going in the third period. Nope, Connor McMichael with a snapshot on the power play. Strome, have yourself a night. Majapani assist. Makes it 4-2. Then early on, or halfway through the third, I don't know what the hell happened. A brain fart happened that Philip Hedl was able to get behind the entire defense. He gets a breakaway. He doesn't miss. Makes it 4-3. Then Ovi said,
Tell you what happened on that play. Sandin fucking fell asleep.
Sandin's your favorite guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, 2 minutes later, almost 3, Ovi said, yeah, fuck you, Hedl. I'm going to score 2. Ovi off the draw. Backhanded shot. Beats quick. 5-3. Then Mika Zibanejad, again, people caught sleeping. Zibanejad comes out of nowhere and makes it 5-4. But then Protas makes it 6-4 on a shot that we originally thought Dubois scored because it hit it so hard off the post. But the thing about this is Protas, the difference between Protas last year, Protas this year, he continued to fucking play. You continue to play, no matter what. If it's in or not, you continue to play. He does, and channeling his inner Ryan Leonard, he scores between his legs to make it 6-4. And then
That's pretty.
Pure goal scorer. Pure goal scorer. Everyone's favorite. Mark Steinman's favorite player, Tom Wilson, makes it 7-4 to end it. Caps win 7-4. They would turn around then, go into Buffalo, get smacked, lose in the shootout, and I'm just sick of losing in Buffalo. We have not beaten Buffalo since Sammy was in net.
Yeah, and that was almost 3 years ago.
It was 3 years ago. 3 seasons ago. It was the last time we won in Buffalo. We have now lost almost 5 games in Buffalo. In general, we've lost almost 6 games to Buffalo. I'm surprised last year we went 1-3 against them. The year before that, we went 1-3. So
you're gonna go all Buster Blood Vessel over losing to Buffalo? They won't even be in the damn playoffs. Nobody will care come April.
Yeah, but what happens if we have a complete meltdown and we miss the playoffs because we lost that game?
That ain't gonna happen.
It's happened before. It's happened before, Gil.
That ain't gonna happen. I read somewhere where even if the Caps even play 500 hockey from here on out, they'll still have 99 points.
That should be good enough to make the playoffs. It was good last year.
Good enough to make the playoffs. I'm sure.
But you have to count that these games, though, Gil, these are against some shitty ass teams. What happens when we play some good teams and we play like this? We're not going to win. That's what I'm trying to get at. This Sabres team continues. We continue to struggle against them, especially when they wear that fucking. I'm gonna come out and say it. That beautiful goat head jersey. That's the only thing I like about them. That's the only good thing the Pagulas ever did for that franchise was bringing back the goat heads. They need to bring them back permanently. Maybe the team will finally fucking turn around and make the playoffs. Their losing streak is almost half the age of me. All right, they're going on 15 years without a playoff appearance next season, and I'm 27. So it's just sad. And the Pagulas don't give a shit. They don't fucking care. They could care less. The fact that they just chose to hire Lindy Ruff kind of confirms that they don't give a fuck about the franchise. And if the Bills don't win the Super Bowl this year, it's the same thing with them. They don't give a fuck about the Bills either. Yeah, they're putting a brand new stadium. Ooh, yeah, but they could have put the brand new stadium in Buffalo, but they didn't. And the funny thing is, they made the fucking taxpayers pay for the half that fucking stadium because they're fucking cheap.
Are you serious?
Yes, the Pagulas made half the fucking fan base, half the fucking taxpayers in Buffalo to pay for that stadium when they could have turned around and put money out of their fucking pocket. I mean, Arthur Blank fucking did that for the Falcons, for the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. He paid out of pocket for that stadium.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have one more game to go over here.
We're going to talk about this game because this game was boring, like Gil said.
It was very boring.
So let's get into the next 3. We have what is a death row of games, I like to call. We're probably going to hit and miss these games. Probably win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. We better win that next Saturday game, though, I'll tell you that. That game on the 18th, we better fucking... Oh, wait, that's the game Bradley's going.
The 18th, that's Pittsburgh, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. not on national television, so I don't think our next national televised game is. I think is the Rangers.
All the Rangers games are nationally
All of them.
televised.
No,
Yeah, y'all were
Pittsburgh.
talking about that
Give-
the other day.
Give
Pittsburgh's
Mark
the next game.
Messier and PK Subban license to jack off on live TV.
PK was pro Capitals. Mark
No, I'm sorry, not PK. Ray Ferraro.
Ray Ferraro.
I was gonna say yeah.
I don't know what was more
I was like-
frustrating was
I
the
was like, PK is
inconsistency
pro
of
Cap,
play.
dude. He loves the Capitals. He loves Ovi.
I don't know what was more frustrating in that game: the inconsistency of the team, or listening to Ray Ferraro.
Okay.
Huh,
I don't know what was more
Caps
frustrating.
Radio 24/7, baby. John Walton.
Yeah.
Don't
if we
get
could
used
have
to
And the
that,
synced it
mute
up.
button. And the mute button, both your friends.
Oh yeah, for
all
sure.
I
So
gotta
our
say.
next national televised game will be on ABC against the Penguins.
That'll be just as bad. So, yep, John Walton.
Crosby, Dick Ryden.
Well, I
There
don't.
you go.
That's not. It's ABC. Yeah, probably.
ABC and ESPN are essentially
Not
the
as bad
same.
as freaking Pierre used to, but yeah, still bad.
I would at this point. I would take Pierre over
I would take
over Ray
Pierre over
Ferraro.
Ray Ferraro. I'm sorry.
because at least Pierre Maguire had the ability to acknowledge there's another team playing. Ray Ferraro spent half the fucking game talking about the Rangers this, Rangers
Only
that.
half? Only half?
Because he had to take
Like
all right,
98%.
75%.
He spent the entire time they were reviewing that offside play bitching about, well, they don't have a good angle and this and that. And how are they going to do
You know
that?
why
And then-
they don't have a good angle? Because you're on
Because
a
ESPN
shit channel. You're on a shit network that doesn't pay for the goddamn cameras to set up and doesn't give a flying
Right.
fart fact
Right,
about hockey.
right, exactly.
He's right. He's right.
Dumbass.
No, again, he is absolutely right.
Is there a way we could sponge up some money and offer a shit ton of buttload of back truck of buttload of money to Doc Emmerich's house to get him out of retirement?
Please.
Oh no.
No?
That ain't happening.
Oh, no, it won't happen, but
That ain't happening.
God, it would be awesome if it did.
He'll come back. He'll come back for like an anniversary season, but he won't come
Maybe.
back full time. All right, so
Oh,
we have.
if they brought him out, if they do what they're supposed to do and give Crosby and Ovi one last Winter Classic, I'd like to see him come out for that.
Well,
Yeah.
they're
I
not.
wouldn't mind that.
They're not
Absolutely,
because
that would be awesome.
Ovi's retiring after next year. He already came out and said it. He's not signing a new contract.
Oh, that's right. They've already announced the Winter Classic.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, it's going to be more like a water classic.
no, the Winter Classic will work. The Stadium Series.
Oh, I know.
won't.
I'm kidding. It'll be fine.
The
It'll be fine
Stadium
in
Series
Florida.
won't. The Stadium even if the Winter Classic was outdoors around January time, it's pretty chilly in Florida. It gets down to like 45. It gets down to 45.
Depends
If
on
they
where
can
in
pull it off,
Florida
if
you
they can
are.
pull it off in L.A., they can pull it off in Miami.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, they have a roof. The Marlins have a roof in their stadium, so they can close the roof. But the Tampa Bay game is going to be harder because not only is that towards the beginning of spring, and that's where Florida gets really really hot. The temperature starts to go up. It's in Raymond James Stadium. It's in open air, so they're not gonna. That's gonna look so bad. Like that Tampa Bay's game is gonna be so. It's gonna be so bad. Like the ice is gonna be so terrible.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
But no,
That one's gonna be interesting.
I don't see them. Like I said, Ovi already came out and said that he's retired. He's not playing
Yeah.
another season after.
It, well, it doesn't have to be the Winter Classic. It can be like just a separate one-off outdoor game.
What they could do is
They
Yeah.
won't do it. They won't do it.
what they could do is if they could vote next year. No, he could call the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
that'd
next
be
year's the
nice.
Olympics. Next year's the
That would
Olympics,
be
and it's
cool.
the first year in almost I think 2 decades.
But
Since,
it doesn't matter because the NHL always never misses an opportunity to miss an opportunity.
Mm.
So
what they could also do is have Doc Emmerich call the final game aired between Crosby and Ovechkin next year.
That would be kind of cool.
Because knowing them, they're probably going to have a couple games on televised for the Penguins games next year.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
Well, is Crosby retiring or is
no,
he? as
Crosby's
well?
probably going
No.
to play. He's like 36. Crosby's like 36 years old. Crosby's
so
like
he's a
3
couple
years
years
younger
younger.
than Ovi.
Well, I knew he was younger. I just didn't know when
He's
his
got
contract
4 more
was
years
up.
left in his tank. Ovi's going to be
Okay.
40 next year, and he already came out and said after this new contract that he re-signed, he's done. He's going back to Russia for a year, then he's retiring, and he's coming back to be in the broadcast booth. That was his goal from day one. He wants to remain in the Caps organization after he's done. But he wants to play one more year in the KHL. He wants to finish his career in Russia.
That's cool.
Which, at this point, he's already going to have. The only reason why people were speculating he was going to resign with the Capitals if he didn't beat the record. But at this point, he's going to fucking beat it. He only needs 23 more goals. All right, so we got Montreal, Nashville, Anaheim, Ottawa, Pittsburgh, Edmonton, Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary, and Ottawa for the remainder of the month.
Yep.
Then in February, we have Winnipeg, the game your boy and Gil are going to. Then we have Florida, Philadelphia, Utah. Not a lot of games in February because we have that little fucking stupid face-off, the Four Nations bore-off event.
Fornications tournament.
The Fornications. I want to suck Canada's dick because they need a gold medal after fucking choking the World Juniors. Then we have Pittsburgh from the break, which is the live event. That's at 3 o'clock. Then we have Edmonton at 1. A lot of matinee games. I hate those games. 7. 12:30. Another matinee game. 12:30 on March 1st. 6:30 against Ottawa. 7:30 on TNT. 7 p.m. 3:30. So the Chicago game is the other game we want to go to, and then the Buffalo game at the end of the season. Okay, so Chicago and then Buffalo. So those are the 2 other games we're going to, Cheryl.
Chicago and Buffalo?
Yeah, it's at fucking 3 o'clock. Oh.
What days? I'm not even looking that far ahead yet, but
March
okay.
30th.
Well, okay. Is it a Saturday or a Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay, because outdoor track starts in the middle of March. And our track meets are generally going to be on Saturdays, so.
I said no, I don't think it's on a Sunday. I don't think they do track shit. I don't think anyone does shit on Sundays. I was usually, unless football. Football does stuff on Sundays.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry. I don't think there's a meet. The meets aren't in the system yet. We haven't even figured out which ones we're going to.
I don't think you're going to have a fucking meet on a Sunday. Makes no sense.
No, not on Sunday. No. No.
Makes no sense. Yeah, then there's Chicago. I mean, because then we get the trifecta of bobbleheads.
Which one's Peter Bondra?
That's the Winnipeg game.
Okay. I better get a Peter Bondra bobblehead.
I'm giving you mine.
Okay, good. That is the one I want.
I'm giving you all 3 of mine. I'm just getting them for you.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
Well, if we're going to the Chicago game, I guess I got to keep that one for myself.
We'll find somebody to give it to that wants it. Which one's the Chicago game?
That's towards the end of the year. That's on a
Which
Friday.
is the one that Jenny wanted, Gil?
That's the Friday one.
That's March 7th against Detroit. That's Ovi and Backstrom.
Oh, that's the Detroit game? I thought it was Chicago.
No, it's Detroit.
Oh, so that's the other game we're going. Okay. I thought it was Chicago. No, you're going to the Chicago game, right, Gil?
No, they're going to the Detroit game.
I thought you said you were going to
Jenny
Chicago.
wants to go to the Detroit game.
We're going. We got tickets. We're going.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to the... Oh, maybe you're going to the Chicago game is what you told me. Is that what I think you told me? Maybe the Chicago game. All right, well... No Jared on tonight. What a bummer.
Yeah, he thought we were doing this at 8, but that would have been last night. But...
Fucking kidney stone.
Well, at least you're not screaming and hollering and whatever like you were yesterday.
I wasn't really screaming and hollering when I got home. I was screaming and hollering when I...
In the car.
In the car. Yeah, those fucking fuckers are driving so damn slow.
Yeah, it was...
Alright, let's look into the Prospects' future games. Alright, so they play tomorrow night. All of them play tomorrow night. Boston University begins... So Boston University plays Vermont. Notre Dame plays Michigan. We will not see Kemp in that game. He'll play them Saturday night. Minnesota plays Ohio State, and no, Boston College doesn't play yet. Denver plays Miami. Go Pioneers. Oh, Boston College plays Merrimack, so they should have a good game.
I still haven't figured out how you got to be a Denver fan.
I've always been a Pioneers fan. They're such a prestigious hockey college. Why not? Boston University, Notre Dame. So I know. Okay, so in these games, we're probably gonna keep an eye on our players. Cole Hudson. Cole Hudson. I'm thinking of his brother. They're on the same team. Quinn's on Boston University as well. Cole is gonna have more ice time after his World Juniors.
No pizza.
The same thing with what happened to Ryan Chesley last year. When Ryan Chesley did so well in their World Juniors, he got more ice time in Minnesota. We're probably going to see a lot of our top prospects in the NCAA down the stretch. I mean, there's only 3 more months left, and then they do the fucking the Frozen Four begins at the beginning of April 13th is the Frozen Four national title game. So we are looking at the rest of January, all of February, and then first part of March, and then the regional games start. Even though the top 4 teams, when they get knocked out of the regional, they're still in it. They're not out. They automatically get in. So if all 4, like say Boston University, Boston College, Minnesota, and Notre Dame get knocked out, it's like, oh yeah, we can sign the players. No, they still got to get, the committee still has to go through it. And ultimately, we're probably not going to see Ryan Leonard. We're going to see Ryan Leonard, I guarantee, that Pittsburgh game. The Pittsburgh game, towards the end of the season, he's going to make his debut, and he's going to score the game winner. And Pittsburgh fans are going to cry, because then he's going to put Rugger Matrash on his ass. The Ryan Leonard wannabe, Rutgerd McGorty, the crybaby that cried because he wasn't going to get top-line minutes at Winnipeg, and now he's playing third-line minutes in the AHL. That Rutgerd McGorty.
So you're talking the Pittsburgh game in April?
April 14th, I think it is.
17th. April 17th.
April 15th is probably where we'll see him. We'll play the Islanders. Because they play...
Oh my God, I'm looking at April, so we got a back-to-back Boston to Carolina. Holy fuck.
We have a back-to-back Columbus. Schedule? We play Columbus back-to-back. We play him in Columbus, and then we play him at home.
Yeah. Who made this schedule, man?
The NHL committee. So, we're looking forward to that. I mean, there's some prospects that me and Gil are going to talk about on Wednesday. With Matt, we're gonna do I think we're doing a 4-rounder. We're gonna take turns. Each of us are gonna draft. I will have control, and Gil will start with the first. Gil, are you fine with giving Matthew the first overall pick?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, I'll have you pick second. I'll pick third. Okay. But anyways, that is what we have for this week. Next week will be me and Jared on Monday night for episode 13.
Right, because I won't be around. I have a class on Monday night.
Fuck the Penguins.
So. Yep, I have a class Monday night, so that's not
Hold on.
What?
Jared wants to join.
Dude, just tell him we're like done.
Nah, I'll let him join.
Oh, all right. Let him come in.
We've been away for too long. We've been away too long. Hey!
Oh, we didn't talk about the teddy bear toss. That's the other thing we didn't.
No, we did talk about it. There you go. Y'all take it away.
So Cheryl's in your seat today.
No, I'm not. He's in his own seat. He's on the main computer stuff because he knows how to work it all.
By the way, in honor of SUCRAM's kidney stone, this episode brought to you by Lululemon water. Gives you a nice tight feeling in your crotch.
Contradictory. I can't drink lemon juice because my acid reflux.
That's true. But he's been drinking a lot of cranberry juice. But at any rate, Drink more water.
Jared.
I'm still drinking Diet Coke.
Jared. Fucking bullshit that you drink all this soda
So
and not have a single fucking kidney stone. I drank like 3 cans of soda and a little bit of milk and I instantly get one. Bullshit.
That's what I drink in a couple hours.
and we have digressed. But so this rowdy group here was at the along with the Blueliner's wife Jenny, Mrs. Blueliner, was at the teddy bear toss on January 5th. And so it was kind of funny because I actually got his tickets all in the same row, but the boys were at one end and Jenny and I were at the other end, and it was perfect because Jenny and I got to talk and the boys could do their thing. But yeah, it was kind of funny
What
though
are you
because
talking about? It was perfectly fine down at our end.
No, it was not. Oh my god. No, it was not.
I
Okay.
have no doubt y'all two started it and Gil just went along for the ride.
Gil, we had Gil dying. We had Gil dying over here.
Gil was just going on for the ride. But at any rate, so the idea for those of you who don't know for the teddy bear toss is when the Hershey Bears score their first goal of the game, people throw teddy bears on the ice. If no goal is scored in the first 2 periods, they start throwing teddy bears at the end of the second period, or whatever stuffed animals you can find. Providence scored first, then the Bears had one go off the post, and people started throwing things, and it's like, dude, they didn't score yet, it just went off the post. And then of course they had to go, well, it's under review, and there was no goal.
And they still kept throwing teddy bears.
They did.
Oh my god.
They did.
She's literally turned into Marcus leaning into the mic and all.
And then finally they did with about 5.5 minutes left or so.
Jared, she's gotta have to do it. She has to do it. I'm not really in the shape to do that right now, so she's gotta take over.
They finally scored, and 102,000 and some odd change teddy bears and stuffed animals and whatnot were thrown onto the ice, and it took them, I would say, close to 45 minutes to.
We tried to throw one more teddy bear on the ice, but he was just too damn heavy.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't help him.
I don't blame you.
He was.
At the other end of the road,
I
so
thought
it wasn't going.
75,000 last year was crazy. I would never picture them at 6 figures.
That was awesome.
He
Next year we're going with bags of teddy bears. We only brought 2 this year. We're gonna bring back 2 bags next year.
Jared almost got stuck in his seat too. It was hilarious.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Had a few minor heart attacks getting up those steep steps.
Yeah. Well, we did it. Hey, Jenny managed it with a broken
I-
foot. So.
I almost called an EMT.
Yeah,
I almost called an EMT. It was really bad. It was very bad. Like, he was huffing and puffing. It looked like he was literally about to just die. Like, it was so bad. Me and Gil had to ask him, "Are you all right?"
I don't have to worry about kidney stones. I just have to worry about my heart giving out.
So he was about this color. He was like red. Yeah. Nope. But a good time was had by all. And then Jared turned around. Oh, your fault we lost in Buffalo. Every Caps games you've gone to, the last, 7 or 8 games, Caps have lost.
She really has turned into Marcus.
I'm gonna blame the fact that SUCRAM wasn't there.
Okay. SUCRAM was dude.
SUCRAM cannot always save your ass, Jared. All right. The fact that the Sabres are 8-0, or no, the teams are 8-0 when games you go to for the Caps is bullshit. And now I just realized you got to go to 4 more games. So is it going to turn to a 12-game losing streak? I hope the fuck not.
The curse will be broken.
How are you gonna break it?
You just gotta have faith.
He's going to pretend to come in as SUCRAM.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to borrow a red wig and a pink mustache.
And
Put off
sunglasses.
one of those lift cars.
And blue sun guy.
You said it, not me.
I didn't say a word. But yeah, so but yes, a good time was had by all. Hershey ultimately won it, what, 4-2 or something like that? 4-1. Thank
I
you.
know it's 5-1.
5-1? 5-1. At any rate, Hershey won it. A good time was had by all. Everyone got home safely before the snow started, so
How much have you guys gotten?
we got about, I don't know what, right around 4 inches, 5 inches maybe.
Yeah, it's like a really bad porn movie.
Yeah.
4 or 5 inches.
Mm-hmm. It was bad. But anyway.
Gil,
Seen a lot of those, Gil?
Gil,
You
Gil.
get bored.
We just started this YouTube channel 4 months ago, and I'm trying not to get canceled right away. Can you please stop?
Yes, it was 5-1.
Wait, okay. I'm sorry. I'm
Him with the just the tip. Oh, just
Yeah,
the tip. That's all
really.
you need.
You listen here, okay? Just the tip could mean anything, all
Yeah,
right?
come on, Gil. This is a G-rated family.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
a
it's a
family
family
show.
show.
No. We were gonna go to the game on Tuesday, but
We got
then
about halfway there.
yeah, we got halfway there. At the time, it didn't feel like a kidney stone. It felt like it was my back. Because then when we got home, I put on some icy hot, and I was fine. But then when I was getting ready to go to work yesterday, I had a pain hit in the back by my kidney like that, and I just couldn't work. And I was in pain for like a good 12, 14 hours.
It was.
God. Oh man. So you're telling me this happened at work. So you you felt like a complete unknown with no direction home, like a kidney stone.
As opposed to rolling.
Has he passed it yet?
Well, he's not in. Claims he's not in pain today. He's just sore. So I'm thinking maybe.
That or
Yeah,
it was dissolved.
Pass it because you feel that come out from what I hear.
I don't think I passed it. I think it just dissolved like the last one did. Because if you drink cranberry juice, it dissolves it.
I was feeding him cranberry juice and water, and no, he was hopped up on some stuff last night.
Really, I couldn't tell.
That shit didn't even work. I was still in fucking pain.
You just didn't care.
Yeah, but you were whoopier than fuck.
You were.
Yas, queen.
It was rather funny.
Oh my god. No,
You really had to be here. It was.
I've been in so much pain the last 2
It was
days.
like
I called.
that time I got drunk at my ex's house.
I wasn't even in pain today, but I still called out because I didn't want to risk it. Like I said, yesterday I felt this same way before I went into work, and then I felt like it instantly hit me. So I wasn't gonna go to work again today, and feel the same way, and have her, cause she dropped me off yesterday. I probably would have had her drove me again today. So I had to wait 2 hours. 2.5 hours for her to get here. I was in so much fucking pain in those 2.5 hours.
I was not leaving track practice. We have meets to prepare for. I am not.
And that's fine. That's fine. I was willing to wait, and it was probably the worst car ride I had home.
It was bad. I'm
And
surprised you didn't punch a hole in my dashboard, man.
And the worst was probably that ambulance ride last year when I got my first kidney stone. That was terrible. I couldn't even sit still. Like the EMTs were yelling at me like, "Stop! Sit still!" And I'm like, "I fucking can't. It hurts like a motherfucker." So.
And I get to the ER and I could hear him almost from the waiting room.
Well,
they sedate him.
Like they did. They gave me like narcotics.
They tried.
Once those narcotics hit, I was on flying on high 9. I'll tell you that. No. Like they say, a kidney stone to a male is the closest a male's ever gonna get to feeling in labor.
Probably.
Which is why I find
labor fucking hurts.
I find that
even worse than getting kicked in the nuts.
Yeah. Because getting kicked in the nuts, it's going to hurt for a little bit, but then it goes away for a while. Kidney stone's not going to hurt until you do something about it or it passes. And even then, when it passes, it's still going to hurt for a couple hours.
Yeah. It's probably as close as you're going to feel to being in labor.
Which is why that chart that I sent earlier about the sabers, I think it said the worst feelings in the world, blah, and then labor. They had labor before getting kicked in the nuts. No, I think you got to flip that around. Labor, you're in constant pain for labor could take up to I think 6 hours.
Oh, longer. Some people.
Sometimes longer. It can
There
take.
are some people that are in labor for 24 hours.
Yep. I
So-
was fortunate. I was in labor.
But there's also the kidney stones. I mean, people with kidney stones, they could deal with that shit for 6 months.
Yeah. I was in
At
labor
that point,
for
I
almost
just
8
go in for
hours.
surgery.
No, that's after surgery. Like, you're still reeling from the pain. Like, you're still feeling the pain. Because, like I said, you even though you pass your kidney stone, you're still going to feel the pain.
You know, this is still on the.
I
we
know.
can edit this part out, right?
No, we can keep it in. We can keep it in. I don't care. So,
We don't
Well-
just discuss hockey. We discuss medical problems.
well, they have the right to know where I've been.
That's true.
So-
So yeah, finally I got him upstairs because he just couldn't get comfortable in the recliner, so he went upstairs and I slept in the recliner.
I'll tell you right now, when I got on that bed, it felt like it hurt like a bitch. But once I fell asleep, I woke up. I'm like, oh, the
He
pain was
passed out.
gone. Like the pain was completely gone. But then I got up again and I moved and it started hurting again. So right now it only hurts when I use the bathroom.
So as long as there's yeah.
So I think
So
I'm
it's
trying
gonna
to
be
pass
sore. It's either close or whatever, but you're fine. As long as there's no blood, we're good.
it. Anyways, thanks for joining us late, Jared. We're basically
Yep.
done.
Just in time for the teddy bear toss.
We will be back on Monday with me and Jared.
Right,
For
I have class Monday night, so I
episode
won't be here.
13, and then episode 2 of Prospect Showcase will be Wednesday. Then episode 3 of that show will be 2 weeks from that. I'm thinking, Gil, what do you think? The 25th?
God, what is that?
A Saturday.
Saturday? What time?
Whenever you want to do it.
25th is a Saturday.
I got to make sure Matthew's up for it, though.
I gotta get back to you on that. I might have to be somewhere.
If that's the case, we can do it earlier than that if you want to do it Thursday. Late in the day. Like after 6.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay. I still got to talk to Matthew, the new guy we're bringing on, because he's going to be joining us for that for going forward. I'm also, now that we have Jared here, we're going to talk about this. This is not for a year, not for another season. This podcast is going to transform into a sports network of podcasts. So it's not just going to be Capitals. It's going to be other NHL teams, potentially other sports teams. We're already kind of slowly doing that with the Prospect Showcase and a little bit of the rest of the league. But I am going to be the host of everything, but I have a couple other guys that are willing to join, but we just got to figure out the time and logistics. Matthew is one of them. Matthew is going to be doing an Avs podcast on the channel. Jordan is another. Jordan and Derek are looking to do a Vegas Golden Knights podcast. I'm probably going to do a Penguins podcast. I know someone that could do a Penguins podcast. As much as I don't want him on this channel, I'm going to do it.
Oh God.
I'm not going to host that one.
Yeah,
They can fucking
you're
do that,
gonna
bro.
regret that so goddamn quick.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
That would be worse than having.
I'm also going to I'm
the
going
other
to
guy
grow.
on.
He's not going to be on. I know a couple of Penguins fans that are fine. I'm going to try to get Mark Steinman on here to do a Bruins podcast. But we're going to
And of course,
grow.
I'll still be around with the cap stuff. So.
Well, at this
Maybe.
point, I might just hand it over to Gil and have Gil be the main host and you join him. You two do whatever you want to do. I'll find someone else to do the prospect stuff with me and Matthew. I'll put Gil on here as the main. This will be his main thing besides his podcast. This will be his main thing to do on this channel. I will still be the host. I will record shit. I will just be in the background and let you guys talk, like I kind of did today. Where if I want to come in, and
Right, like you kind of did today.
yeah. So.
Okay.
Well, I did. I was in and out.
You did talk less than you normally do. I'll
So-
give you that.
That's what I'll do. I'll probably do something like that. But I'm so glad they can't see you right now. You're the.
I'm laughing at Gil.
But anyways, that
It's
is the
okay.
future of the podcast. Right now, we're gonna fit it. But right now, we're focusing on caps, the prospect showcase, and whatever else I add on here. But next year is when I'm going to look forward to adding these. I'm even allowing them to call their name. Jordan already has a name for his podcast. It's called Nights Hour. So I'm gonna have to make a logo for that. I'm probably gonna rebrand our channel. I'm gonna keep this logo. Where the fuck is it? No, that's the stats. This logo as our main logo. I don't know if it's gonna show you. Hold on, I gotta show
I
you
don't-
guys.
See it.
Oh no, it froze. Shit.
What?
I think your mouse died. Oh well.
Oh,
Unplug the mouse.
stand by.
Shouldn't let the cat go after it.
What the hell? All right, we're having a technical difficulty, but yeah, let me see. Yeah, it's dead. It's like dead.
I have a spare.
Is it wireless?
Yes. The
All
battery's
right,
dead.
unplug, disconnect, reconnect the dongle.
That's what I did. She's changing it.
The whole thing or just the batteries?
Changing the whole thing. We got a brand new mouse. We have another mouse we can use. Is it? Well, I can't even move. There we go. There we go. All right. Turn this off. Entire screen right here. No, we don't want to do that. So I can't do that. All right, I'm not gonna show it. It's our regular Capitals Off the Chain podcast logo. We're gonna keep that for this podcast. The Prospect Showcase podcast logo is gonna say the Chains, but I'm only gonna have I'm gonna rebrand the channel as a podcasting network. That was ultimately the goal, anyways, was to do that. But I will come in and out of this podcast when we do that. Just see me as a guest host at this point. At that point, because I'm gonna be probably really busy doing all the other shit because I am gonna be doing flexible hours for them, so they will be able to do. So if they they want to do they want to record a podcast Sunday in the fucking morning, I'm gonna do that.
Well, we'll definitely be getting another computer for that because
Yeah.
at that point.
But right now the goal is to finish this year, finish this season, finish this NHL off strong. We only have 7 subscribers, which is fine. I mean, we record a podcast every week. We're not making funny videos. We're not going to get a fucking huge calling right away. We still get a lot of views on our shorts.
At one point, Mr. Beast even had 7 subscribers.
Exactly. So it's going to take a while, but my ultimate goal though by the end of the year is to get almost 1,000 subscribers. But the fact that we're getting a lot of views on our shorts kind of tells people are somewhat interested. They're just not interested in the podcast. We're getting views on the stream too. We're getting almost. I think the most views we've got so far is 70. So but it's slowly getting higher and higher. So there's that. I want to get to the point where we're able to have a bunch of people and they can send us super chats and ask us questions and have fun on the stream and shit. That's what I ultimately want to do, and I'm hoping to do that. If we can do that because I want to live stream the NHL draft, so I want all of us to be in it. So because we're probably gonna have the NHL party again this year. Jared, you're fucking coming down this year.
Yep.
When is that again?
End of
End
June.
of June.
Well, just figure it all out, and I'm sure I can submit time off from work if I have to.
Well,
Right.
we already have it all figured out. We just got to figure out what we're gonna do this year different than last year's, because we had a bunch of people. We just didn't have a lot of people. I'm thinking this year we can probably get more people.
Well, just
Yeah.
let me know a date, and I can probably come
And
down.
hope it doesn't rain.
It didn't rain last time.
Yeah.
Just have your
Well, the
people
other
call in
issue is,
people.
am I still going to be in this house?
Yeah, that is true. We got
Y'all are moving?
What?
yeah.
I'm looking to downsize, but I have a great deal of purging to do first.
She's trying to get this house on the market by March.
April.
I thought it was March.
April. Ain't no way I'm going to have it ready by March.
Okay.
What, think about cutting down to like a ranch house or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. June 27th, 28th.
But we'll do just the 27th.
Yeah, we'll do the 27th. We'll do the first round like we did last year.
Yeah, we'll just do the first. Yeah.
Well, we have to because the second one's going to be in the morning. Anyways.
Right.
But anyways, that's all the time we have for today. We'll see you guys on Monday. We'll see you back on Wednesday, Gil. Cheryl, I will see you in 2 weeks. Well, I'll see you after this, but I mean, I'll see you on the podcast in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming in and filling a little bit. I mean, I did talk more than I was hoping to talk, but if I was still feeling like I was yesterday, I would absolutely not be on here at all. So just be
I
glad.
wasn't quite as prepared as I thought I was, so I appreciate
well,
the support.
Well, just be glad I was feeling better. We will be back.
We would have muddled through it.
We'll be back Monday. This is gonna be a long fucking recording thing that's gonna take to upload. This is probably gonna be. I'm probably gonna upload this tomorrow when I get home. Maybe. I might. We'll see how long it takes. But we'll see you guys. Go Caps on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Go Caps.
Go Caps.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely